All right. I just had a city market. Look, I just had a press conference for city market. The mayor of the city can hold press conferences for a new city market, but he can't hold press conferences when people get shot down in the streets. So I'm just out here, parking lot, waiting for the people who was inside the press conference to come out so I can remind them about what happened to Denzel Duvant, what happened to Tyrus Jones, what happened to Jose Gonzalez Jr., what happened to Faustin Guaitigo, what happened to the 33 people who was falsely arrested last year at City Market, sometimes multiple times over, assaulted, pepper sprayed, all types of different things that happened. No press conference when them things was going on. Mayor had no press conference when them things was going on. But when it's time to make some more money, when it's time to engage into some more neo-capitalism, neoliberalism, oh, he front and center for that. He got press conferences for that. No press conferences when his police officers is brutalizing people, though. No press conferences when that happened. No press conferences when that happened. It's a little windy, just gotta hold the stick a little lower. So, we outside. I'm waiting for people that was inside to come out, and let them know. And it's really, I really want answers to the question, like, what's the reasons that the mayor can find the time to have a press conference for City Market, for the coming up of City Market, but he can't have a press conference when Tyrus Jones was shot down in the streets. He can't have a press conference when Jose Gonzalez Jr. was shot down in the streets. Can't have a press conference after Denzel Duvant was beat down in the streets. But when it's time to sell some food, when it's time to try to get more people to buy beer, come out and see some bands at City Market, he front and center for that press conference. Front and center for that. Front and center for that. No press conference when this happened though. I guess selling food out of food trucks on City Market is more pertinent than this. That's what happened when property is worth more than people. That's what happened when money is valued more than black lives. You end up with having an elected official that don't have press conferences when black lives are devalued and when black people are attempted to be murdered on the streets. But they have press conferences when it's time to talk to you about how many black people that they gonna have at City Market selling food. They was real sure to make sure to usher out how many minorities, women and minorities. They made sure to put them together, put women and minorities together. White women are not minorities. All right, so how many, take out all the white women that they talking about they have, how many, not even just minorities, how many black people? Because that's what equity is. Equity is understanding that for a certain amount of time, a specific segment of the society has been secluded from being able to participate in the economy. So equity is them participating at a mass which makes up for the lack of participation they had before. Ask them how equitable the City Market is. Ask them how many, they tell you how many, they ushered and talked about, they got how many how many minority and women vendors they have. Ask them who getting the bulk of the money. Is 60% of the bulk of the money going to women and minorities? And again, they trying to put white women in there with minorities. And so this is what they saying. They saying that, look, if you work with us, if you work with City Market, you a vendor with City Market, you buying into the system of Rockford, you can make a few dollars. We'll help you make a few dollars, but you can't come out here and protest about freedom, protest about liberty, protest about police brutality. You can't do that. We're gonna arrest you and assault you for that. But you can come out and spend some money, contribute some money, buying to capitalism. You can't come in here for no freedom, but you can come for some food. That's what that means. When they'll get a whole bunch of new black vendors or a whole bunch of new minority vendors, but they won't address the minorities who was terrorized by the police last year. They won't address the minorities who still facing charges because they can stop a police force that they weaponized at City Market to try to make more money. So a press conference, they can have a press conference to sell food, press conference to sell beer. No press conference when Denzel Duvant get beat like this. No press conference when Tyrus Jones is shot down in the streets. No press conference when Jose Gonzalez Jr. is shot down in the streets. No press conference when Faustin Guaitigo was murdered in his home. But a press conference when it's time to sell some damn churros. I'll let you know what kind of mayor we got. Y'all got. He ain't my damn mayor. Racist ass motherfucker. And again, I done talked about language before. It's a time and a place for all language. And it ain't no more of a time or a place for language. Excuse me, there ain't no more of a time or a place for language than when you're dealing with somebody that has continued to engage in racist microaggressions, when you're dealing with somebody who has continued to weaponize the police, when you're dealing with somebody who has continued to, when you are dealing with somebody who has continued to say one thing out one side of their mouth, or say one thing in rooms with black people or next to black people, and then their actions have spoken a completely different thing when it's time to put things into action, when it was time to put words into action. So yeah, he'll have listening sessions. Yeah, he'll have listening sessions with you, but he ain't gonna do nothing about the things that you bringing up in them listening sessions. Yeah, he'll wear the same mask that you wearing, wear a mask that say listen. But when your son gets shot down in the streets and you come to talk to him outside of City Hall, trust me, firsthand I done seen it, he ain't gonna listen then. Ain't no listening going on then. Trying to say this battery. Taking their time coming out, I guess he taking their time, that's cool. I'ma stay. I'ma stay. Press conference to sell some food. No press conference for your child getting beat though. Press conference to sell some food, no press conference for your child being beat though. Welcome to Rockford.